Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday nights Purium Products and Passion Zoom. This is our special edition for our Fall Forum 2021. My name is Amy Venner, and I am one of the owners and founders here at Purium. And I am so excited to be introducing you to my business partner, my friend, visionary, formulator here at Purium, David Sandoval. He is going to be taking us through some of our very most important, very most popular products that we have in the Purium line. He's going to introduce you to our organic, whole food, superfood nutrition that truly is transforming lives. If you have been on Purium, for some time, please drop a comment in the chat of how Purium, how these products have transformed your life. I would love to see that. And for those that are hearing about Purium for the very first time, they would love to see that as well. So without further ado, Dave, I am going to pass it to you as we get inside your head with this products and passion and drop a little bit of science on us here tonight as well. So welcome, Dave. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm doing great. Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Amy, and great job Monday night. Appreciate all you shared with us then. And I just want to let you know that I'm really blessed. In order to get good cell service, I went to a local small town called Kernville. And I feel a little bit like Joseph and Mary because the inn was sold out. And the innkeeper gave me a small office that I could do this in. That's her personal space. And so her computer and her printer might be making some noise in the background, but I feel really blessed to have been extended that grace and that love by somebody who didn't know me at all, just heard that I had a need and gave me her personal space, and I'm sitting here with all her personal things, and, most people would not do such a wonderful thing. So I want you guys to know that Kernville Riverside Lodge here in Kernville, California, has done Purium, what they call a large, on the street. And I feel really good about that. So welcome everybody. And yeah, we're going to be talking about Purium in a pretty special way because we're going to be talking about my two favorite programs. And that's the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation and our Holistic Fitness Pack. And we're also going to be talking about some fine tuning. So let me explain our philosophy. Our philosophy is that the quality of the food you eat is equal to the quality of the life you'll live. And let me explain that at Purium, we have given you this amazing toolkit. Okay, every single product at Purium is like a specialized tool. And just like a mechanic has a lot of different tools at their disposal, well, Purium has that as well. And just like a mechanic has that small toolkit of the tools that they use most often, the ones that are most important, the ones that they need every day, well, so does Purium. And at Purium, we're going to give you all of these tools, these specialty tools that you might use once in a while, and the tools that you're going to use every day, okay, to make sure that this body mechanic, okay, this amazing machine that we are, is going to remain performing optimally. And we're here to help you do that. And so this quality of the food you eat, well, that's the quality of the tools you have in your toolkit. And Purium's going to give you those tools. And we have, we have a philosophy at Purium. And do you know anybody who collects old cars or somebody who just had a car for so long and they tell you how many miles are on it and how many times they wash it and that they change the oil every 3,000 miles and rotate the tires every 7,000 miles and blah, 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 right? And it's all original equipment, etc. You see, that person started taking care of the car long before it was a classic. That person started taking care of the car long before anybody saw its value, when it was just another car. You see, but they knew that that car was special. They knew that someday it would be invaluable, that it'd be really valuable if they could just keep it in that ideal shape, okay, that mint condition. Well, how many of you are taking care of your body to keep your body in mint condition so that the person that you are 10 years from now, 20 years from now, so that when you're a classic, as they say, 30 years from now, okay, that you're going to be in the same condition, that people are going to walk up to you and go, oh my God, who's been taking care of that thing? Has that been in a garage the whole time? Because it looks just like it did 30 years ago. Even better, because nothing looks that good now. And so I want to give you those tools, okay? And the first tool I want to give you is called the ultimate lifestyle transformation. The ultimate lifestyle transformation is what everybody should be doing. The ultimate lifestyle transformation are the nuts and bolts of basic core nutrition. In fact, the ULT is nothing more than our core four and more, our core four plus a couple of things. And so the philosophy behind these products are not that you're going to take a multivitamin, but that you are going to get a wide variety of the most awesome foods that are available on the planet. And that wide variety of foods complemented by a really amazing, delicious, healthy, organic meal every day. And that meal could be one that has as many calories as you need to complement your daily activity. But the ultimate lifestyle transformation is where we believe everybody should start to build and to rebuild and to strengthen and to provide their cells with all those things, what we call phytochemistry, all those things that it desires. So I want to go through this pack sort of, one product at a time, but not before telling you that it's going to provide you with everything you need to get the deep, restful sleep that humans require to heal themselves, to maintain an optimal weight, to regenerate their bodies. And really, quite honestly, sleep is what they call the ultimate steroid. It keeps you young. We're going to give you an incredible gut health product. And we're going to teach you why the gut is called the second brain and how important it is for you to not only constantly keep, the first brain intelligent through learning, you know what I mean, but to keep the second brain strong through learning. And we're going to give you some gut health knowledge. We're also going to show you the most incredible protein you've ever seen and give you what we call a power shake. That's something that's going to help you to avoid unhealthy meals, unhealthy snacks, and unhealthy habits. And we're going to show you how drinking the power shake actually suppresses your habits to have more unhealthy things that are loaded with sugars and carbohydrates. So really, really good stuff that we're going to talk about. But the bottom line is that when we get to the the holistic fitness pack, we're not talking about just keeping your machine running well. We're talking about high performance vehicles. We're talking about people who want to have optimal performance during sporting activities and strenuous exercise. And those people need a little bit more. And for them, we have the holistic fitness pack that has some of the same essences, some of the same energies that you'll find in the ultimate lifestyle transformation, but instead they're geared toward that more active lifestyle. And these are our standard packs, you might say. And with those standard packs, you have various options, different ways to use them, which we will share with you and which you'll learn. But the main thing is that you're going to take them every day. And a core four fashion, it might be once a day. And an ultimate lifestyle transformation, it might be twice a day. And in our incredible 10-day immersion, which is only for warriors and only for people who have already acclimated themselves to our lifestyle, you're actually going to be doing that 3 times a day. So we have a lot of different ways to experience Purium and the lifestyle. But our goal is to get you to use these products for not just 30 or 60 or 90 days, but for 100 days and more. And for that reason, we've created a special program called 3 and then Free to help build healthy habits. And that's our goal, is ultimate transformation. Transformation means permanent lasting change. And if we're going to help you do that, we can't just help you for 10 days. We can't just help you for 30 or even 60. 90 is getting close, but really science shows that it takes 100 days to build a habit that will last and be, something that is part of your lifestyle. So that having been said, Amy, before we get into individual products, I want to give you a minute to have a word, and I'm going to turn off my camera and sneeze.
Well, thank you so much for all that background, all that philosophy, why we put this package together, and what the vision is, how the vision is about loving your future self. And I love that analogy about the car. And it is sad that oftentimes we take much better care of our personal vehicles than our personal selves. And that is something that really has to change. And that is what Purium is all about, is making it easy, making it convenient, making it accessible. Just like there are fuel stations everywhere, there's becoming charging stations everywhere to power our vehicles. Now we are getting that same kind of energy to our bodies and making it easy, making it accessible, the highest quality organic superfood nutrition shipped directly into your home. So it's so easy to have it on a daily, consistent basis. So Dave, I'm going to turn it back to you as we go through these incredible products. They are our most popular products that we've put together in this incredible package called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. And kick us off with a product I take every day, I think you do as well, the Super Amino 23.
Yes, and so here's what I want to let you guys know is that I could speak for more than an hour on every single product here. So I'm going to give you some of my favorite highlights, regardless of what's on the screen there. I'm going to tell you my favorite highlights about Super Amino 23. You see, every body needs protein. And where we get protein is really critical. Some people believe that animal protein is sufficient and efficient. Some people believe that plant protein is all that you need. And I will tell you that when this product is introduced to you, you won't care, because this is a vegan protein that is far more efficient than any animal source protein, period. Not just more efficient, but more than twice as efficient. It's more than twice as efficient as soy protein. It's more than twice as efficient as whey protein. So whether it's a vegan competitor or whether it is an animal source competitor, Super Aminos is more than twice as efficient. And that's important because the other proteins are about 49 to 50% efficient. And that means that Super Aminos are 99% efficient. Now, the reason this is so important is because that other 50% that is not efficient in those other products actually become a byproduct that's bad for you. So 50% is good for you and 50% is bad for you. And so at Purium, we're offering you a protein that is 99.9% good for you. That means there's less than 1% metabolic waste. Now, when you eat any other food, you know that a certain amount goes in your mouth and a certain amount comes out somewhere else. I'm sorry to say it. Now, with Super Aminos, what goes in your mouth stays in your body. Literally, 99.9% of it goes on to become muscle, and it starts in only 23 minutes, thus Super Amino 23. Now, here's some really cool facts about Super Aminos. They were listed in the physician's desk reference. That is virtually the Bible for doctors. They were listed in the physician's desk reference 16 different times over the history of that book. There are over 30 different double-blind clinical studies published in peer-reviewed journals about Super Amino 23. And they are clinically proven to put muscle on you, okay? Clinically proven to put muscle on your body. more efficiently than any other protein ever tested. Now, if you're in a coma or if you were paralyzed, they would feed you our Super Amino 23 under the pharmaceutical name, of course, but the exact same protein. They would feed it to you, and you would actually be able to develop strong muscles, even a six-pack in a coma. Now, if you had a cast or you're suffering from muscle wasting, they would give you super aminos to reverse the condition of muscle wasting that might have happened if you were in a body cast or a full leg cast. And sarcopenia, the condition where you lose 10% of your muscle mass after the age of 35. Well, sarcopenia is also reversed when you have a diet that includes Super Amino 23. Now, Super Amino 23 can help with a lot of body functions, but I want to tell you the one that I really like the most is that it's been clinically proven to increase the elasticity of your cells, meaning that your skin is softer, stretchier, tighter. It's like wearing those tight, stretchy jeans that sort of show everything underneath versus baggy jeans, which don't show anything. Now, you want your skin to be tight jeans, not baggy jeans. And that's what Super Aminos does. Now, their Super Amino 23 are so amazing that they will literally give you your best workout the very first time you use them. That's right, the very first time you use them. If not, by the third time you've used them, at the very latest, you will have your best workout that you've had in a long time. And that is because they are so amazing and so efficient. Now, here's another thing about super aminos, and I really have to move on. We have so many products to cover. When you take a protein shake or a protein drink or eat a chunk of meat, you have no idea when that protein's being synthesized. You have no idea when it's available to your muscles. You have no idea when it's in your liver, in your kidneys. You just don't, right? And so it's a guessing game. With our super aminos, they are guaranteed to be time released within 23 minutes. Your muscles are being fed. And for the next 2 hours, your muscles are being fed these amazing, perfectly formulated proteins that are clinically proven to build muscle, increase elasticity, and so much more.
Well, Super Amino 23 are incredible. We could talk for hours about that, but we can't do that tonight. I want to move on to another product that I have in my life on a daily basis. And the genesis of this product is you used to have a backpack and buy 7 individual products and carry all these containers around with you to make this powerful shake. So we got a little smart and put all those in one and gave it the name Power Shake. So Dave, tell us about this incredible product that that both of us take on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you, Amy. And you know, our bodies crave certain things. They crave fat. That's right. Our bodies crave fat. Our bodies crave protein. Our bodies crave carbohydrates. And our bodies crave nutrients, phytonutrients, things that are in food that aren't ABC. You know what I mean? And the Power Shake was created to satiate that. Now, the fat that we chose is actually a fat that triggers a hormonal response. That's right. Well, don't you say all fats trigger hormonal responses? That's true, but most fats trigger negative hormonal responses. This fat triggers a positive hormonal response by increasing adiponectin. Adiponectin is the hormone that controls our bodies over, that's right, over concentration of fat. So if there's a part of our body that has too much fat, adiponectin will actually go to that part of the body and start to dissolve that fat, to burn that fat away, because adiponectin is actually reduced by stress. And the more fat that we have, a lot of times that can be related directly to certain stress hormones. And the same thing is true. So when we increase a fat burning hormone, which is the very first ingredient in Power Shake, is an ingredient, rice bran, and a soluble part of rice bran that actually dramatically increases your body's uptake and usage of this healthy fat. Now, the second thing our body craves, believe it or not, you have to realize this, is glucose. Every cell in our body is driven by what is called glycogen. And glycogen is a combination of glucose and oxygen. And if you look up the word glycogen, it's also called ATP, and that is the fuel that our cells run by. And so without glycogen, which is glucose, and oxygen, we won't have any energy. Our brain won't work. We can't think, we can't run, we can't do anything. And so the problem is that most carbohydrates are not well chosen. So at Purium, we chose carbohydrates that were gummy, that had a lot of beta glucan, soluble fibers, and had the ability to dissolve slowly over time. They're very slow burning carbohydrates, what are called gummy beta glucan carbohydrates. And these are going to help all of the nutrients in the Power Shake pass through the intestinal barrier, pass through, the digestive tract in the most efficient way, and give you slow, sustained energy the way that we're supposed to receive it. And our source of protein is actually green food, things like spirulina and chlorella and broccoli and all these things. Alfalfa. Did you know that broccoli is 28% protein, that alfalfa is 40% protein? Did you know that spirulina is 65% protein and chlorella over 62%? You see, these green foods are really powerful sources of protein for our body, plant-based protein. And because we're not taking them just before we work out, we don't need them to be time released. We just need our body to absorb them. Now, the beautiful thing about spirulina is it is virtually the most nutrient dense green food on the planet. And so this combination of healthy fats, healthy proteins, super slow burning carbohydrates, all built around a wide variety of organic green foods, a wide variety of these gummy beta glucan foods, a wide variety of foods, including healthy fats, makes this a truly powerful shake that will satiate you for 1, 2, 3 hours, reducing your cravings for unhealthy things, maybe even being a healthy option when you're craving an unhealthy meal. Now, in Ayurvedic medicine, the last piece of information I'm going to drop on you, in Ayurvedic medicine, bitters are the antidote to sweets, meaning that when you have bitters, that you do not crave sweets and simple carbs. You don't crave alcohol. You don't crave a lot of things because you don't get carbohydrate cravings. And so when you have greens, like in the Power Shake, and you have slow burning carbohydrates, like in the Power Shake, and you have healthy fats, like in the Power Shake, you are not going to crave things for a long time. And this is really important because it's the cravings that kill us, as someone once told me. So too much time perhaps on one product, but I wanted to cover a lot of ground. Thank you for giving me the time.
Well, the two products that you've just gone over in depth are really the foundation. They are part of our core 4 nutrition. They are the cornerstones of our ultimate lifestyle transformation. And the next product that we're going to talk about is really another pillar in the program, something that I take on a daily basis. I know we believe everyone should take on a daily basis, including our kids and our dogs. So of course, we're talking about Biomedic. So tell us about Biomedic, where this came from. There's a lot of passion behind this problem, a big problem and a big solution.
Absolutely. Well, if one thing you know about Purium is that we are an aspirational company, that we've never been shied away from the big problems. We've never shied away from the big issues. We were the first people to introduce 100% pure nutritional supplements in the market. Before us, all products had binders, fillers, excipients, and preservatives. Microcrystalline cellulose, silica dioxide, magnesium stearate were in almost every single nutritional supplement. We changed the rules. When we came into business, all nutritional supplements were dead food, dead things, pharmaceutical things. We petitioned to have living food, food with millions of bacteria sold in the nutritional realm, and we proved that they were safe. We proved that they were healthy. So we are the first people to break down the wall and be able to sell living, raw food supplements. We broke down the wall once again when we said we're going to stop selling our products in plastic. And we have saved over 100,000 pounds of plastic from going into landfills and waterways. And many years ago, when the ugly beast of genetically modified food reared its head, and we saw the direct correlations between the increased use of glyphosate and suffering among humanity, we knew that something dramatic had to be done, that another high-level aspirational goal had to be met. Now, Amy has put up 3 different slides on the screen. She's going to take a minute to explain to you exactly what they mean.
Well, thank you, Dave. And these slides came from a presentation from Jeffrey Smith, who is one of the leaders in glyphosate knowledge, the dangers of glyphosate and crusading against it. He spoke at our national convention several years ago, and we took these slides from his presentation. It shows an interesting, perhaps, correlation between hospital discharges and inflammatory bowel disease in conjunction, laid on top of the use of glyphosate on our food. The second one shows annual incidence of diabetes, laid on top of usage of glyphosate. The third shows age-adjusted deaths due to obesity, laid on top of the usage of glyphosate. These next 3 slides talk about age-adjusted deaths from Alzheimer's disease, number of children with autism, 6 through 21 years old, and thyroid cancer incidence rates, all laid on top of, very closely correlated. At least this is what the data points are showing. The data points, the graphs seem to be following the same lines, the same trends. As the amount of glyphosate sprayed on our food went up, unfortunately, these horrific situations in our health have been occurring as well.
So the first goal would be to ban the use of glyphosate. Well, we realized that wasn't going to happen. The second goal would be to make them, list glyphosate on any food that contained it. But then we realized that 95% of beverages, 75% of food in our grocery stores did contain it. Foods like Cheerios contain the most, and we knew that we had to come up with a solution that was different. So we came up with a detox solution. Okay, we decided that we had to create a product that would identify, bind, lift, and eliminate glyphosate from the body. But we can only speculate as to whether it would work. So we endeavored to run a small-scale, double-blind clinical study right here in the United States. And the results of that preclinical trial showed that after only 6 short weeks, that 74% of glyphosate had been reduced from the body. And in another correlation, that is only a correlation, we can't guarantee what it means, but in what I believe validates the relationship between glyphosate toxicity and inflammatory diseases, we showed that C-reactive protein, the biomarker for inflammation, was reduced 75%, almost identical to the amount of glyphosate that was reduced. Now, for most people who have read the study, you will see that while they may have started with 2 or 3 or even 4 of our little Biometric pills per day that when they got into the study, 1 pill a day was sufficient. And it's a very powerful product that can at the beginning do a detox and then a maintenance if you're eating organic food and taking care of your body. You could be 1 to 2 pills a day until this danger has passed. And so I'm absolutely filled with hope and fear at the same time. Fear that people are going to continue to suffer in this way, and hope that we'll be able to get to them before they suffer with this solution. And yeah, thank you for helping us do that.
Absolutely. This is a very important product, and we really want everyone, young, old, our pets, to be on it as well, because they're being exposed to what's being sprayed on the grasses, municipal areas as well. They're closer to the ground and licking their paws. So we have a product called Epigenius Pets that is really incredible for our four-legged furry dog friends as well. So please check that out. So the next product is another one of my favorites. It's one of our legacy products, one of our very top selling products, and that is Apotha Cherry. If you would like to have, some people say, psychedelic dreams, that deep, restful sleep where the dreams are coming to you vividly, this is the product to take. So Dave, tell us a little bit about Apotha Cherry. It's certified organic from sour cherries, from tart cherries. Tell us how powerful this product is.
Yeah, absolutely. So, there are no more potent or powerful source of nutrients and phytochemicals than those that we find in fruit. There's very few exceptions. Like I said, spirulina might be the only exception that I know. And so this ability for for us to say and to claim that tart cherry, Apotha Cherry, these sour cherries are the single most potent food, next to spirulina in the fruit kingdom, period. It's pretty big thing to say. So let me explain why I believe that. First of all, there are only a handful, fewer than 5 foods that naturally contain melatonin, and none contain more than these cherries. And melatonin is another hormone that helps our body go into deep sleep. Deep sleep is not REM sleep. Deep sleep is 2 hours of critical sleep that unlocks and unleashes our body's fat burning ability, unlocks and unleashes our body's immune function, unlocks and unleashes our anti-aging, reparative, and regenerative function, unlocks and unleashes apoptosis, where our weak cells die, okay, and are eliminated. Sleep is critical, and 90+% of Americans never get the sleep that they need. Most Americans are sleep deprived, and when they start drinking Apotha Cherry and they get all the sleep they need in 6 to 7 hours, they are blown away. They have no idea what to do. They get upset with me because they went to bed at 9 and they woke up at 3. I said, well, you got all the sleep that you needed. Why don't you try go to bed at 11 and waking up at 5? But anyway, that's just my advice. The bottom line is that you will be blown away at how deep and restful your sleep is, to the point to where you won't even be able to stay in bed for 8 hours. You'll be so rested. Now, in addition to that, our body, needs a response to its inflammatory activity. And one of nature's most amazing responses to inflammatory activity are anthocyanins. Anthocyanins are those deep pigments in blueberries, those deep pigments in cherries. And the pigments in cherries are actually more potent than the pigments in blueberries by far, almost twice as potent. And so having 1 full serving of Apotha Cherry or 1 half serving of Apotha Cherry, a half a serving is equal to having 50 sour cherries, and a full serving is equal to having 100. I mean, how many people even eat 50 blueberries, much less 50 cherries? You know what I'm saying? So this is amazing, and it's powerful. and nothing makes you look younger than a good night's sleep. Now, in addition to this is an antioxidant capacity that's really powerful. There was a time when everybody was quoting the oxygen radical absorbance capacity, the ability of a food to capture free radicals. And free radicals are basically those things that cause skin damage, cause aging, and ultimately could cause things like cancer. And so controlling free radicals is really important, and only food could do that. And so, I mean, our body uses food to do that. And so, tart cherry concentrate is one of the highest rated antioxidant foods you will ever find. I don't like to quote numbers, but let's just say it's 5 to 10 times more potent, as I said, than blueberries as an antioxidant. So, that having been said, the last thing I'm going to leave you with is something called parallel alcohol. Now, I won't tell you much about parallel alcohol because it is so powerful and so potent that if I told you what it did, I might be accused of making some type of a claim, because there's almost no foods on the planet that have parallel alcohol. Our bodies produce parallel alcohol in very rare instances, and to find it in a plant is pretty amazing. So again, Apothecary, we've got so little time. I wish I could tell you more, but all I could tell you is I don't go a day without it, not a single day.
Absolutely. And this is a product that my whole family enjoys. My daughters drink it after their gym practice. It helps with muscle soreness. It helps give them that deep, restful sleep. And of course, I love it as well. I have many other parent friends that say that they give it to their 4 and 5-year-olds to settle them down and get them moved off, to have some adult time, without the kids. So it is a product that the whole family can enjoy. Now, this next product is really important. Lots of people, kind of shy away from the subject. That subject is parasites. And it just is a fact of the matter. If you're eating undercooked meat, if you're eating sushi, even some vegetables, you may be a host to a parasite. And this product that we have in the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation that you take, you only want to take it 10 days out of a 30-day period, and you want to wait to the whole next month until you do it again. It's that powerful. It's that potent. So Dave, take it away. Tell us about this herbal cleanse called Super Cleansar.
Absolutely. Let me clarify. You take it for 10 days and then you wait 20 days only. Even 19 is okay. And then you take it for another 10 days. And the reason why is because we've measured the incubation cycle of parasitic eggs. And we know that some parasitic eggs are resistant to our anti-parasitic ingredients. And thus, we need to wait for them to hatch and then clean them out again. So again, 10 days, wait 20 days for any unhatched eggs to hatch, and then do another sweep, and you're going to be doing really good. And I do that 3 times a year, so you can mark it on your calendar. I'm going to come up with a Purium calendar that shows you the different programs and procedures that I use Purium products for. And I think you might want to adopt a calendar similar to that, where once a year you do a parasite cleanse. I mean, 3 times a year you do a parasite cleanse, and 3 times a year you do a heavy metal detox, and 3 times a year you do a 10-day immersion. There's different ways to really rock the Purium lifestyle the way that I do, and I can't wait to share it with you. But let's just know that it isn't really sushi. No offense to Amy, but there is the risk if you bought raw fish and ate it from a lake or a river. But most sushi is really clean, so you don't have to worry about getting a parasite from a restaurant. But if you go fishing and you cook your own fish, there's a chance you could get a parasite if you undercook it. If you go in a river or a lake or even a swimming pool, okay, that hasn't been properly filtered, you could get a parasite. If you travel to a foreign country, you could get a parasite. If you kiss your girlfriend in a French way, you could get a parasite. okay? Because parasites move around that way. And so the bottom line is that you need to do something about it. And we put together the most effective ingredients from a very unusual perspective. I can't explain all the ingredients, but I'll explain our philosophy. It's a holistic philosophy whereby imagine you had a table that was 8 feet across and weighed 40 pounds. Okay, round table, 8 feet across and weighed 40 pounds. How would you pick it up? Well, it'd be very, very difficult. You know, if it weighed 100 pounds, it'd be even more difficult. If it weighed 200, even more. So when you are healing the body, imagine a 200-pound, 8-foot disc that you're trying to carry by yourself. And then you ask for a friend and they get on the other side of it, starts tilting left and right. So you have to have 4 friends, and each one of those friends takes a corner, and that way you could carry it. But if you had 8 friends, you could carry it easier. In fact, if you had 8 friends, you could probably just use 2 fingers on each hand. And with those 8 people and those 16 fingers, you could easily carry that 100-pound table. Well, a lot of people wrestle with conditions in their body, like one person trying to carry that 8-foot round table. It's very awkward and not very effective. At Purium, we use a many hands approach, a multitude of ingredients, each one coming at the parasite from a different way, starving it, dehydrating it, cutting it up, okay, making it infertile. We have so many different things working on those parasites that they don't know what's coming at them. So they can't defend themselves. And that's our approach. So definitely use this 3 times a year, 10 days on, 20 days off, 10 days on. Make sure that you're in a place where you can be calm and cool and collected. You're not running all over the globe. Okay. You're not working 14-hour days or running marathons either. Make sure that you can stay close to the toilet.
Yes, that's very good advice. Very good advice. And yes, the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation is the package. We've just gone through those individual products, and you know, often what is happening is people are doing an ultimate lifestyle transformation. They're moving into maintenance. They're transforming with the ULT. They're moving into maintenance with the Daily Core 4, and they're beginning to drop some weight. That inflammation is beginning to go down, and they're like, wow, I'm ready to move my body. I'm ready to maybe go to the gym. I'm ready to take a brisk walk, do some yoga, pick up running. And so there's a need for fitness products. There's a need for performance products. You know, when you're feeling so good, you want to move. And so we have a line of fitness, of performance products that are truly incredible, and they meet our brand promise. They meet our brand promise of the quality of food that you eat is equal to the quality of life that you live. And it, you know, highest quality with no chemical additives is, you know, what we have here at Purium in the holistic fitness and performance line. So Dave, you saw a big problem with supplements out there in the sports industry and the fitness industry. You wanted to do something about it, and you did. You put together these packages. You put together these lines of products that work for novice athletes, someone who is just moving their body for the first time in 10 or 15 or 20 years, and work for professional athletes who work out 2 or 3 times a day for hours at a time. So, you know, tell us about your passion here behind these products, and tell us a little bit about them.
Thank you. Could you hear me? It
Yes.
looks like we did great. Well, absolutely. So again, this isn't as big a problem as glyphosate, but it's a problem that affected people I loved. I don't want to, you know, name names, but my friends are people who have been on the covers of magazines as the fittest men in America. My friends have been on top rated TV shows as heartthrobs. My friends have, you know, made their careers as male models. And I know other people who aren't my friends per se, but I got introduced to people who are, you know, top athletes, top, you know, MMA fighters, top UFC fighters, And then ultimately football players, basketball players, world league soccer players, on and on. Anybody who was at the tip of their game was wanting to ask me. First thing they say is, are these USF approved or whatever the thing is? I say, no, that's not our game. I'm sorry. These are all as pure as they could be, but we don't have this whatever approval that you're looking for. And then they go, I think I'll try them anyway. And then they call me back and they go, oh my God, these things are so amazing. I had no idea that nature was so powerful. And I said, well, you've been taking caffeine, you've been taking artificial colors, sweeteners, you've been taking stimulants, you've probably been doing some other things that, you would not like to admit to. And in the end, your body's getting weaker. Every time you do that, you get stronger for a day and weaker for a lifetime. Stronger for a day, but weaker for a lifetime. And the trade-off isn't worth it. And they come to me and all of a sudden they go, I didn't realize I could do better. I could do better with the good stuff. So I'm going to go through it quickly and I want you to pay attention. All you need is a pre-workout and a post-workout. And then you need something to do on your days off. And we provide all of that. In your pre-workout, you're going to be taking Super Amino 23, which you've already talked about. You're going to be taking Super Xanthin, which is clinically proven to repair damage done to muscle tissue while you're exercising. Nothing else has ever been proven to do that. Super Xanthin also is the most potent response to inflammation that your body's ever seen. Super Xanthin also increases ATP, increases glycogen while you're working out. There's nothing like it. But the last thing I'll tell you is Super Xanthin protects you from sunlight. That's right. It is sunscreen you take internally. If you're not an athlete, you're going to want this for that reason. After only 4 days, you could go into direct sunlight and have more protection than any sunscreen sold on the market, head to toe, under your hair, under your clothes, everywhere. Okay. Even in your eyes, which no sunscreen would ever go. This stuff's amazing. When you take it together with the super aminos, you're going to wash down both of those because one's a capsule, one's a tablet. With our Can't Beat This. Can't Beat This is an energy drink that actually is made from beetroot, pomegranate juice, and superfoods and super herbs that dramatically increase your body's endurance, stamina, okay? Even your focus. This product increases your oxygen levels. It increases your nitric oxide levels. That's right. It does everything a bodybuilder wants, everything someone who works out wants. Energy, endurance, and it helps with recovery as well. Combine these three things and take them 25 minutes to a half an hour before your workout. For me, it's right on the button, 25 minutes before a workout. You're going to have the most amazing workout. And then as soon as your workout's done, you're going to want a refreshing drink. And your body's going to need carbohydrate. Your body's going to need protein. Your body's going to need fat. Your body's going to need some nourishment. And we give it to you before your muscles get dehydrated, before anything like that. Okay. We're going to put back the glucose into your muscles. All the glucose is going to have been drained from your muscles. We're going to put it back. And then when your muscles start to want to repair a couple of 3 hours later, we're going to have all the proteins will have been digested, just sitting there waiting for you to repair the muscle that's been damaged. In addition to that, you're going to need to rehydrate at the highest level. And we studied scientifically, what do you lose when you sweat? And that is magnesium, potassium, and sodium at the highest level, and over 60 various minerals at a much lower level. So we put together Superlights, the perfect combination, the perfect ratio of magnesium, sodium, and potassium, and over 72 additional trace minerals to rehydrate your body and stop the cramping, the headaches, the muscle aches, and of course, the damage done by rehydration to our brain cells, to our liver, and to other parts of our body. So truly an amazing combination, pre and post workout like you've never seen. And again, you could be taking the Core 4. You could be still having a power shake. You could be still having, of course, the Apothecary, and having the most incredible, like superfood lifestyle. as an athlete that you could ever hope to experience.
Well, thank you so much for the description of how incredible these products are. And, we were having a conversation with one of our top leaders in the business, Raw of Earth, and he said, I love the ultimate lifestyle transformation. Everyone needs to cleanse. Everyone needs to experience a transformation. And he said, so many of my customers and my clients, I come from the fitness world and I come from the performance world, and we want to work out. Can we put these together? I think this would be an incredible package. And so we did that. The best ideas come from the field, from the people who are using and consuming and selling and advocating for the products. And so we put together the ULT Plus Performance. It is a pack that you get some extra goodies in as well. You get to a sampler size of our Aloe Digest, which is an incredible product for digestion. You get a sampler size of our Cocoa Hydrate, which is again another rehydration product, along with a full ultimate lifestyle transformation and the performance products that Dave just spoke about. So it is a great pack. We just launched it maybe 2 months ago, and it is really picking up steam. And there's a huge value for the consumer. There's a savings of over, I think, $165 when you buy this as a pack versus buying all the products individually. So it's a great value. And thank you, Raw, for giving us that little nudge to put these incredible products together as one package.
Yes, and as Amy mentioned, if you're an athlete, most of the athletes I know, they tend to get some gastric distress because they go a long time between meals. They work out their abs a lot. They tend to consume a lot of protein, and they tend to have gut issues. And the Aloe Digest is an instant relief. I mean, we don't want Tums. We don't want Pepto-Bismol. No way. Throw that stuff out. It makes your body worse. So Aloe Digest is like amazing. And then Cocoa Hydrate. I mean, let's face it. A lot of times when we want to rehydrate, we reach for something not so healthy. We have delicious pineapple flavored coconut water crystals that you literally mix into water, your favorite water, and it just makes the most delicious rehydrating drink that you've ever had. And you get about 20 servings of each of these. So it's not like we say use this all the time every day. You use this on the days you work out, and once in a while you have a couple servings left over to drink when you want. And on the digestive aid, you take that as needed. So start with this pack. You won't look back. I think that you're going to love it.
Yes, absolutely. And you can absolutely say bye-bye to sports aids drinks. You know what I'm talking about. When you go to a convenience store, when you go to the grocery store, there is shelf after shelf after shelf of sports aids drinks that have artificial colors, artificial sweeteners, other chemicals that we absolutely do not need in our bodies, that our children do not need in their bodies. When you go to a youth sporting event and you look around and you see all these bottles on the field, when I see all these bottles on the field, it really makes me sad, and it makes me want to do something about it. And Cocoa Hydrate is an incredible alternative to a sports aid drink that will rehydrate you and absolutely have no artificial colors or sweeteners or chemicals of any kind.
And I've had a lot of my senior friends get off of Ensure, which basically ensures you that you're getting a lot of chemicals, and switch to MVP Sport with amazing effects. So let's move on. We've just got a little bit of time in the whole scheme of things with all the products we have yet to talk about.
Absolutely. Well, we've talked about transformation. We have talked about our performance products. Now it's time to talk about our refinement products. And our refinement products, we call our head to toe series. And, I hope, Dave, you can take a minute and tell us about getting on the right channel. I love this analogy. I think it's important, even if we go over a few minutes here. This is a special elongated call. And, talk about getting on the right channel, because our fine tuning once you get on the right channel, because I think the story is very powerful.
Awesome. Well, thank you once again, and a lot of times, I've had people, my dad was a mechanic, so people would come in and they go, I think my transmission is shot, Roman, because the car's making this funny noise, and my father would say, well, hey, let's just give it a tune up real quick. Let's adjust the points, and he would adjust the points, which just took like 5 minutes, and he'd reset the gaps on the spark plugs, which took about a half an hour. And then he'd have the people drive the car again, and it wasn't making that crazy noise, and it wasn't sputtering the way that it was, and it wasn't a transmission. It was a 20-minute fix, and it reminded me one time about my father. Another story about my father is he loved to watch TV. He loved to watch Star Trek. And when he came home, from work, he liked to put on that TV, and watch a basketball game or something like that. And the old TVs, I got to give you a little background. The old TVs didn't have remote controls. The old TVs weren't hooked up to cable. They weren't hooked up to a satellite. They had antennas, and they had channel changers that were like a knob that you had to click, 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 click around the channels. And the channels weren't 1, 2, 3. For whatever reason, you had channel 2, channel 4, then channel 5 and 7 and 9 and 11 and 13. It made no sense. And as you flip through the channels, if you were on channel 3, sometimes it would look like channel 4, and sometimes it looked like channel 2. And sometimes you'd be fooled into thinking you were on channel 4, even though you're on channel 3. Well, one time my father was on channel 3, thinking he was on channel 4, and he was on the fine tune buttons trying to make it look better. And my mom walked in and she said, what are you doing? He said, well, I'm trying to make this screen look better. Got to work these fine tune buttons. And she started laughing. He said, what's so funny? She said, honey, you're on channel 3. You're not even on the right channel. So then he flipped it to channel 4. And because he had been messing with the fine tune buttons, channel 4 had to be corrected. Okay. Now, if he had flipped to channel 4 first, there might not even been a problem. You see, just like my dad when he tuned up the car, and it didn't need a new transmission. It just needed a tune up. Am I making any sense? Okay. So at Purium, we believe that like tuning up your car or getting on the right channel, that's our core 4. And even better than the core 4, that's our ultimate lifestyle transformation. And once you do that, and once you're nourishing your body at a high level, and once you've detoxed all of these things that aren't supposed to be there, and once you're getting all of this awesome sleep, and once your gut is working again, and once your muscles are feeling strong again, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these other things that you had, they melted away as these things were coming on. But some things might not melt away, Amy. You may know that you've got a history of heart disease in your family. You may know that that your joints ache when you go out and do your gardening. You may know, that your eyesight has been failing you. You may see the hair starting to, to come out in the brush, and for those people, for those things, we have the fine-tuned products from head to toe, and so if we want to just flip through these, we'll have a little fun. My eyes aren't so good because I didn't have my super xanthan today, but from what I could see here, we got Revive It All.
Yes, we got Revive It All. So why don't you rapid fire on Revive It All?
So Revive It All was first revealed to me when I saw on the covers of Reader's Digest, the end to aging has been revealed. An amazing doctor had determined that our brain sent neurotransmissions from the age of 7 to the age of 97, exactly the same, just as strong. What happened is the neuroreceptors would begin to become oxidized like a pretty penny that came out all shiny and over the years became darker and darker and more encrusted, our neuroreceptor sites became less and less able to receive the messages from our brain. And the doctor surmised that if we could provide the proper type of antioxidant directly to the surface of those neuroreceptor sites and scrub them, that you could actually make them like new again. And his experiments proved him right. I was lucky enough to be, able to replicate and actually double the potency of that formula and add a couple of specialized ingredients for the brain. One is a super lightweight, I don't like the word pharmaceutical, but I have to say what I would call a pharmaceutical grade ginkgo biloba, because it's been clinically tested, it's been proven, it's made to exacting specifications, but it is an amazing natural food product. And that ginkgo biloba is complemented by the master antioxidant enzyme superoxide dismutase. And superoxide dismutase is the single most powerful antioxidant enzyme in the human body. Okay. And the combination of this is just magic for your upper brain, the same way that Biomedic is magic for your lower brain. And when you have these neurotransmissions that come not only from the upper brain, but now we learn over 70% of those neurotransmissions come from the lower brain. We now know that Revividol works in perfect harmony with Biomedic. And the two are like magic when used together. Now, the last thing I'll tell you, and it's a fun story, is like when you go to start your car and the battery's a little low and it's going, rah, 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 and you try again, rah, 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 and finally it makes a connection and boom, your car starts up. And when you're trying to remember where you left your keys, you're like, did I leave them in the rah, 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 rah? Oh, no, it wasn't that. Did I leave them in the rah, 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 rah? No, it wasn't that. Oh, that's right. I left them over here in the drawer. You see, when you take Revividol, there's no hesitating. You remember almost instantly where you left whatever it is that you're trying to remember. And your hand-eye coordination becomes so strong that MMA fighters, UFC fighters, world championship boxers swear by this for increasing their hand-eye coordination and their hand speed. And I personally have experienced that many, many times myself.
And that was all rapid fire. So thank you so much, Dave. That is awesome. We love to hear what is going on in your head. We've talked a lot about super xanthan. If you want to just touch a little bit maybe on eyesight quickly and why super xanthan is in the Head to Toe series.
Absolutely. Well, super xanthan specifically for eyesight is in the Head to Toe series. It's the only thing clinically proven to improve, I'm going to say it again, improve your eyesight. That means your glasses are this thick and then all of a sudden they're thinner, okay? You go to the doctor and you think you need thicker glasses because your sight's blurry. It's because your glasses are too strong. And this happens all the time. Remember that, you could use super xanthan and literally see the results within 1 to 2 weeks in your ability to read in low light, to see things close and far. It is miracle for the eyes.
Yes, absolutely. Well, let's move to the hair. Renew Hair, Skin, and Nails is an awesome product.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is to research, and do some more research. And then I like to do overkill. I like to not only make sure that I hit the target, I like to hit the target, then hit it again and again and again and again, and then surround the target and cut it in half. I just love to make sure that we're getting done what we got done. So everybody's like, why are there so many ingredients in this product? And I said, well, because we're trying to do a lot. And, when we look at the basic building blocks, okay, of hair, okay, they're the same building blocks of your nails and your skin. So when we went to build a product that was good for your hair, we just wanted to remind people it's also good for your skin and your nails, but let's focus on hair. You see, your hair is something that continues to grow your entire life. In fact, even after you die, for months, your hair continues to grow. And if you shaved your head and dug yourself up 3 months later, you'd have a full head of hair. It's the craziest thing, and it's true. See, you can't stop your hair from growing. So all this, the only way to stop your hair from growing is through your diet, by hormones being increased and smothering out the follicles, by damage being done to certain chemical pathways that cause your hair to fall out easily and things like that. And so I looked historically at what herb was most revered in all of history for growing hair, and that was He Shou Wu. He Shou Wu is amazing in its ability to nourish the body, and to help your body to grow hair. And it's literally virtually legendary. It is known to be anti-aging. The longest living person in China was named Shi, and He Shou Wu basically means that that he's started growing hair. It basically started growing hair. He lived to be 170 years old, and that's the first ingredient in hair, skin, and nails. And the other ingredients are the raw materials that allow hair to be grown in your body. So I gave an herb that was purported to stimulate hair growth, and then I gave all the raw materials that are purported to be necessary to grow hair. I put them all into a single product, and it really, really works, especially in conjunction with the Core 4. When used in conjunction with the Core 4 over 6 months period of time, which isn't very long for how long it took your hair to get thin, only 6 months later, you're going to be able to take a before and after picture that will blow your mind.
Absolutely amazing. Well, we have 3 more products, so hang in there, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking with us a little bit later here tonight. The next product is Heart Aid.
Awesome. Well, Heart Aid is a product that was created originally not for us. There was a world famous heart surgeon who had become a holistic doctor. And he came to Amy and I and said, I want to create the most powerful heart tonic that the world's ever seen. And so we did. And when we presented it to him, he asked, well, how much is this going to cost me? And when we told him, he said, well, no, that's crazy. I can possibly pay that much for a product. I want to sell it for, $50. And if I do that, pay you for that, then, I'm not going to make enough money. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but that's the way it goes, So I told him, well, here, we can cut the price in half by putting half of the ingredients, but then it won't do the same. And he went and had another company make him a cheap product, which never worked. But in the process, we were sitting here with this formula that combined this brilliant doctor's research and my ability to find and combine ingredients. And we didn't want to just let it go. And so I asked Amy, I said, what do you think about just putting our name on this? And she goes, that's exactly what I was thinking. So this product has hawthorn berry as the first ingredient, the same way that He Shou Wu is the first ingredient in hair, skin, and nails. And we all know that hawthorn berry is the master herb for heart health, going back centuries and centuries in multiple cultures. However, there's other things that are really important. Things like garlic and some Ayurvedic herbs, some Chinese herbs, some shamanic herbs from multiple countries. So I want to share a story with you as we wrap up with just one more product, and this is the perfect time to do it. You see, Amy and I have the same philosophy that Bruce Lee had. Bruce Lee wanted to become a master of martial arts. And so he studied, jiu-jitsu, karate. He studied savate. He studied capoeira. He studied over 12 ancient forms of healing, of fighting. And then he created his own art form, taking the best from all of those things. Now, his karate teacher told him that he had corrupted karate, you know, and his jujitsu teacher told him he had corrupted jujitsu because he wasn't staying pure to the teaching. But he knew there was a better way that incorporated all of the knowledge. And Amy and I weren't disciplined enough to only bring you Chinese medicine. We weren't disciplined enough to only bring you Ayurveda. We weren't disciplined to only bring you herbs from the Amazon rainforest or from the plains of Africa. We weren't disciplined to only bring you shamanic herbs from North America. And that's a good thing for you, because our lack of discipline has created the most amazing combinations, mashups of herbs from all across the globe. Each one complement each other in amazing ways. And this product, Heartaid, is the perfect example of that. And your heart will benefit from this, from this collaboration of ancient knowledge and modern science.
Well, another product that takes that ancient knowledge, modern science, combines it together would be Joint Flex. Talk briefly about this incredible product.
Definitely. Again, if I were to start to dive into the ingredients, I would be talking about Ayurvedic philosophies or Arjuna and I can't remember the other ingredient. I'm sorry. Come together, and only when they're used together do they have this incredible synergistic effect, okay, on relieving, joint pain. When we talk about white willow bark, being used, the original aspirin, being included in that. When we look at all of the ways that we have tried to address inflammation, we tried to address circulation, we've tried to restore integrity to synovial fluids, which sit inside of the ball joint and reduce pain. And did you know that cartilage could regrow the same way that your liver could regrow and your fingernails could regrow and your hair grows? Did you know your cartilage could regrow if it's nourished properly with the proper minerals and the proper fats and the proper proteins? And when you look at the combination of herbs, these regenerative, restorative herbs that we put together in this product, and you look at the stories, and my personal story of when I was in a head-on collision, a wrong-way driver hit me straight on going 45 miles an hour. I was going 65. That's 110 miles an hour impact. And I still have the x-rays to remind myself that I was told I wouldn't walk without surgeries and drugs. And I refused both. And I leaned into Purium and yoga and prayer, not in that order. I think the prayer was first. And it took more than a year. But I got out of that bed and I walked to the kitchen. I made my own food. And I went down to the pool and I swam. And I got to the gym and I hung and I stretched. And today, I'm almost 60 years old, 59 and a half. I could run as fast as I could ever run. I could jump as high as I could ever jump. And I just had a baby, 2 years old now. And I plan on having another one because this body is far from done. And Joint Flex was the foundation. Tart cherry was the foundation. Super xanthan was the foundation. Super aminos were the foundation. These were the things that rebuilt my body.
Absolutely. And this product right here, Be Energetic, is another rebuilder that really focuses on the adrenal glands.
So a lot of people are low of energy. They wake up and they feel like they didn't get a good night's sleep, even if they did, even if they're using Apothecary. And the reason why is because they probably have suffered from something called adrenal burnout, because your adrenal glands help you deal with stress. They're like your extra layer of energy, your extra layer of patience, your extra layer of a lot of stuff, of strength, of all these things. And we tap into it far too often. mostly because we're not getting enough sleep and we're trying to do too much and we're working out more than we should be because we're not nourishing our bodies enough. And that adrenal burnout causes a lot of conditions, or what do they call it, symptoms that have nothing to do with being ill, but have everything to do with being exhausted. And when we recharge the adrenal glands, when we use these special ingredients that were given to me by the most amazing naturopathic doctor, Dr. Bernard Jensen, who created iridology, who wrote like a 2,000-page tome on naturopathy. He told Amy and I that the only way people could heal themselves if their adrenal glands were working properly. And unless they were able to recharge their adrenal glands, everything else they were doing to heal themselves would be useless. And I had to listen. And so he created this product. And when people came to me and I gave them it, they verified everything he had said. So be energetic for all of you. Again, this is one of those 3 times a year things. Remember I told you the schedule, Amy? 3 times a year, recharge your adrenals. 3 times a year, get rid of your parasites. 3 times a year, do a heavy metal detox. 3 times a year, do a 10-day immersion. And you've got yourself a year full of calendar. Can't hear you. You're on mute.
Sorry. As we wrap up here tonight, I'm sharing the screen with our 3 and then free program, the products that are included in the 3 and then free program, because, you know, as Dave was talking before, it takes 90 days. It takes about 100 days to form a habit. And so we at Purium, Dave and I, want to reward you by giving you your 4th month absolutely free of these products. So, you know, Dave, I know this program was kind of one of your babies. It was one of your ideas, and I think it's an incredible one. So just maybe let's speak about that for just a moment and just look at this incredible list of products that when you get this product 3 months in a row and you have a smart order on file, the next time you place an order, we are going to give you that product in your cart absolutely free. It's just going to ship directly out to you.
Awesome. And the only thing I'll say, just a reminder, it's not buy 3, get 1 free. It's buy 3 in a row, 3 months in a row on smart order, because that's the activity we want to encourage. That's the activity we want to reward, because we are your partner in building healthy habits. Now, your dog and your children need Biomedic as well. Your dog and your children need a wide variety of green food nutrition as well, and superfood nutrition and digestive health and all of those things. But they're not always going to take a full package of products the way we are. Okay, so we've put an all-in-one for your dog called Epigenius Dog, an all-in-one for your kiddos called Epigenius Kids. And these are both in our 3 and then free to help you build healthy habits for your little one on 4 legs and your little and growing one on 2 legs. And yes, we are dedicated to having a cat product. The key ingredient to my cat product has become available, and we are now in the works on that.
Well, that brings us to the end of our agenda here tonight. And Dave, wow, I just want to say, wow, I think everyone listening, we still have over 300 participants here with us on the line, an hour and 20 minutes after starting. And, you know, I just want to give you like a round of applause. It was great to get to hear, you know, all these thoughts. You know, we've got people out there on the screen, you know, giving you a woohoo, a round of applause for all of this information. And, you know, most of all, I want to thank you for your heart and your passion to help others. I know that is where this all stems from, is what can you do as an individual to help someone else, to take away human suffering. And then what we have here in this Purium community is the ability to take this information that one person has put his heart and soul into and help us get this message out and pay it forward. So I just want to say a huge thank you on behalf of all the 300 people listening tonight for everything that you shared, your heart, your vision, and your passion.
So I have a confession to make. My eyes, like I said, it's low light. I haven't had my super xanthan in a week, and that's real, right? And I thought it said 129.
129 what?
People
Oh,
tonight.
no, it said 345.
Well, that's even better. Well, thank you all for joining us, whether it's 100, whether it's 5, or whether it's 345. We're always here for you. You have to understand how blessed Amy and I feel, how grateful we feel, to be able to be here and to be serving humanity and ourselves and our community in this way. And it's such a privilege and an honor that you've trusted us in this way. So thank you sincerely. As I said, not from the bottom of my heart, but from the center of my heart, I want to thank all of you.
I welcome love.